So, in the top right-hand side, we're going to have ourselves this best of 3, beginning with the red Terran ByuN and the blue Zerg SHIN as we kick off into another best of 3, this one in the round of 8. So whenever this qualifies, and obviously you can play on from there for a little bit of prize money, if the players do so wish. There's nothing to force them to. If they just want to forfeit any prize money, that's fine. If they just want to qualify and be done, no issues there. Well, as you can see, a hatch gas pool starting to come about. Overload coming in. Cracks and the gas coming up as well. So we got a little bit of setting up being done for now. Obviously, excited to see what this TvZ brings us. Like I said, ByuN had a best of 3 going all 3 games against SHIN. Must have been some long games too, because we had a long set of games, SHIN versus Geralt, and that was not that was less time. So yeah, I wonder what happened between ByuN and SHIN. Honestly, it's pretty crazy. Again, the hatch, the spawning pool, and the gas all coming up. The drone's still on the way in. Reaper coming through as well. We just have ourselves a couple of Lings and the Queens all coming about, so yeah, a lot of that on the way here currently. And yeah, we obviously just still in the setup phase for the moment. Here we're going to set about moving around a little bit. It's going to be seeing the hatchery is coming on the third base. Reaper's obviously going to poke around, looking for some of this early information then, and see what's going on. Assuming you know you've passed the sub goal. Yep, our sub goal is still 700 though, because the whole point of the sub goal is that we would like to try and maintain 700 subs, so... for example, we went past 700, we went to like 780, 790 or something last week. But there's no point in changing the goal to 800 when we're just going to drop off again, so... Our goal is just to try and stay above 700. Any buffer above that's great, but like, there's no point just updating it endlessly. I think the reality is 700 subs is a pretty hard cap for us on the stream in terms of keeping it consistent, so... Yeah, keep it to 700 and just hope we can stay around that number. That's what we aim for. Well, Helen's going through, the starport coming about as well. Speed on the way, a couple overlords, and the queen's coming up as well. Just going to have ourselves the Hellions and the Liberator. Oh, that's fun. So Liberator is a way to do some damage here. And Lings and the Queens, the Link speed coming online, we continue to get that going. The Queen's going to be there, Reaper already taking a couple of shots of damage. While Hellions continue to move about. Hellions and Reaper just moving about again, the Link's coming about, Spores on the way, last starting up from SHIN as well. See, ByuN not really finding too much, couple Links so far. Fairly passive opening for TvZ. Not too much taking place with the Hellions just pulling back, not really allowing SHIN any options for counterattacking either. SHIN is going to start pushing the creep spread out a little bit though, so he's going to start feeling pretty okay about that, I'd imagine. See if the Hellions pulling back, they're not in the front to kind of stop the creep from pushing out onto the map, right? So it's generally the positive idea over there. He's just going to fight. The three queens taking some damage. We do have our Zerglings getting pushed around as well. Again, the 1-1 upgrades coming through. The evolution chambers and the lair coming about as well. All those creep teamers still dropping for the moment, so some work being done. More of those creep teamers going down as well here currently. And melee upgrades coming about. 1-1 upgrades in the combat shield coming online. Sally's still poking about as though they might be able to get something done. I mean, I'm not saying that they can't, but Aliens alone you don't expect much from, especially jumping on a base like that. Gotta be super careful because the Lings can threaten a wraparound, right? And it's a real shame if you lose these Hellions now just before you're at the point of like adding Marines and like Medivacs on, because those Hellions supporting like a Marine push could be really great. Losing them now would just be, like I say, a little bit wasteful, which is why I'm a little skeptical about him being as aggressive with those Hellions still, just attacking in when there's just not really much reason to be attacking in. Worked out though. I mean, ByuN obviously gets away with it. The Hellions able to pull back, not actually ending up in too much trouble at all. I thought it was going to be a much worse scenario, so works out pretty neatly. There's a couple of Medivacs, Marines, and the tanks all start moving forward. Gonna come joining up over there. As again, melee upgrades, bailing speed coming around also here. Get that all on the way. Marines and the tanks are still coming about. Still got the melee upgrades coming through. Bailing speed finishes up. The Groove Spines comes online as well. Marine tank army still stepping forward. A couple of creep teamers going down immediately. So again, just picking our way through that. Rest of the creep getting picked away. Hellions and the Reaper up around the top side. Marines going to stem away once more. A couple of these Marines loading into the Medivacs already as well. Just trying to peel on away. Actually going to see the Ling Bane actually getting a pretty good jump on a lot of this. So Shin able to clean up a lot of what we're working with there. And ByuN is going to take some losses. Now the Ling Bane is going to be quick to get to the other side. How are we doing reinforcement-wise? Not really a lot of units here at all. Medivac's going to start evacuating, pull them back over to this side. Maybe the SCVs need to jump into the Medivacs because obviously those Banelings are looking like they're going to get some damage done. 15 workers dead. And ByuN not doing well against this counterattack of Shin at the moment as the Banes leak through into the natural expansion. The few Marines trying to pull back. Those Banelings will get blasted. 33 dead SCVs and counting at the moment, make it 34. As the Marines will stem across and continue to try and make their way over. There's a lot of damage taken, and ByuN might just be dead unless he can get one big counterattack under his belt, because his army supply is still okay, but man, Shin just absolutely walloped this. Shut down the army, chased straight across the map. ByuN could not get back there in time, and just so much damage taken. An absolute disaster here on the side of the Terran player, and Shin is going to take an astounding lead here in this game 1 of the series. Things moving about, a couple of Medivacs overhead, going to unload a few Marines. 5 coming up, things and Overlords in production, 2 melee upgrades coming over. Marines get rid of a Queen, and now the Zerglings getting jumped on, a couple of the Banes get knocked down as well. A bunch of Banelings getting knocked down actually as the Hydras step through. The extra Banes get morphed in. This Marine's still moving around. The Medivacs will do a little bit more healing. The rest of the Marines coming about. A couple of Widow Mines come through. 2 upgrades coming over as well. We've got Marines and Widow Mines also producing buy for the moment here as we continue to get that settled. All those Banes get grabbed as, I mean, ByuN's going to try his best, but man, there's the maxed out Zerg army. It's going to start hitting you in the face in the next few moments, and ByuN's going to have to do some pretty heavy turtling, I imagine, if there's truly a way back into this for him. I can't imagine anything shy of just sitting back and turtling up in a big way is going to be successful here. As the couple of Medivacs try and boost their way back up through the top side. See if there's any opportunity over there. Mine burrows, the few Marines and the Medivacs pull back once more. A couple Spine Crawls coming through as well. Bling's going to try and get a wraparound on that Widow Mine, and they do get it before it burrows, so that just is going to be a kill too. I mean, again, just everything kind of go in the way of Shin for this opening map. Now, the supply of gun is getting a little bit closer, but you got to imagine that again, there's going to be a moment here where Shin can just kind of pull the trigger and go. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't gone already. I don't know if he's waiting for something in particular, but I mean, I know he's chasing this army around, but I really feel like he could push the issue and just attack on the other side. Forcing trade is not a bad thing for Shin because ByuN has been behind on economy, so even if it's not a pretty trade on the other side of the map, it probably still ends up being good for you, especially because the Terran will just struggle to rebuild. So unless he lost everything without killing anything at all, which obviously seems fairly unlikely too, then means the mines still gather. A couple of the changelings go down immediately. Quick picks right there. Ultra Cavern's halfway done. ByuN having to rebuild his armory, by the way. Didn't even realize he lost that. So having to rebuild the armory so he can start 3-3. So his upgrades get halted at 2-2. And Shin just going to make his way to the Ultra Cavern, so adding some additional tech in. I mean, to be fair, ByuN's army is like marine mine. Ultras are not going to be not going to be dealt with by this very easily at all. Two of the mines going off there to help stifle some of the initial push forward. Shin is not really going with everything at the same time. The army from the upper left attacks when this army's already pulled back, and the army from the bottom right is stationary and not helping. Like I say, there's just no answer to Ultras at the moment on the field, though, so that should be a pretty determining factor at the moment. As yeah, without like ghosts or liberators or anything, then these Ultras are just going to feast on these Marines. There's not even Marauders, right? Like, this is purely Marine Widow Mine. There's one siege tank left in the game. Not that multiple tanks would probably do much to change this either. These Marines setting up. A few Banes start chasing forward. The Lings coming through as well. Sort of drilling claws. I mean, and I feel like there's better things to do than making your mines better right now. His army supply is huge, but like I say, with chitinous plating and +3 upgrades on the Ultras, it's going to be extremely tough, if not nigh on impossible, to really change much here. Putting all of his faith in those Widow Mines to keep on getting amazing connections. That's all you can do. Like I say, these Ultras are just not going to care. I mean, yeah, he sees the Ultras, he just types GG. Stims his army into the opposition, and lets the Ultras get the kills. Gives us gives us an extra couple of matches, right? Otherwise, we would have been done half an hour ago, and we would have had a 1-hour stream. So it gives us an extra couple of matches, and lets us kind of have a bit of a fuller day of StarCraft. So yeah. As we go into game 2, down a game in the bottom left is ByuN. Up a game in the upper left is SHIN. Game 2 now of this best of 3. Tracks on the way through, a couple drones coming about. What do you think? I think ByuN was... I mean, he just lost a fight and just obviously just got absolutely swarmed following that fight, right? It's difficult when the Zerg gets across the map so quickly and starts jumping on your bases, and then you're trying to unload your units, but they're just not in the right place. Losing that fight right away puts you into a pretty tricksy position. CC coming up, with orbital command coming through. And we'll see ourselves whether ByuN wants to go to triple CC or not over the next few moments. We get a bit more of an idea of what's going on there. A little odd to have qualifier with prizes. Just gives us something to stream, man. Desperate for content. There's not a lot of tournaments going on that I can cast, so I've got to make my own. And just, yeah. I'd like to give people a chance to qualify, and this gives us an actual stream. Like I say, if we didn't have a prize for the qualifier, we would have been done half an hour ago. We would have had like a one hour stream, you know. And now I know what you're thinking, Wardy. Surely you just wanted to have an early finish today. It's like, well, yeah, I did, but here I am grinding out the StarCraft 2 fuel instead, you know. Top 4 to actually play, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Because if you don't put prize money down, what makes top 4 play? No one cares about seeding for tournaments like this. It's just silly. It's just making the players play for no reason. So, yeah. Just gives us like an actual day of. I mean, it's still not going to be a long stream. We're going to be what? Probably like 3 hours in total. It's not bad. It's not super long either. Yeah. Yeah, seeding doesn't really make... The thing with seeding is I don't usually offer seeding for my tournaments because my tournament schedules are usually based on players' availability. So if, you know, say ByuN qualifies and he says, hey, I can only play Group B and C, and it's like, well, that's great because the other people who are the same seed as you can also only play Group B and C, then it sucks, right? So we always, again, just try and prioritize the players more than anything else. What gets really strange is tomorrow when, you know, say ByuN qualifies today. Tomorrow, ByuN's going to want to play again anyway because there's prize money up for grabs. And so what we do there is we just let them. And obviously top 4 still qualify, but we also do still just prioritize invites from qualifiers. And if you get knocked out by someone already qualified that's kind of just playing for the money, you're pretty much guaranteed an invite. You know, there's almost no world in which that does not come your way, so... So yeah, it does get a little bit weird with that, but like, it's either do it like this or just don't run qualifiers in my eyes, because like I say, there's no point running a 1 hour qualifier. So yeah. How about a few ladder games afterwards? Whew. That's asking a lot, isn't it? Oh yeah, some wardy ladder games. Maybe tomorrow, not today though. Yeah, I know what you mean, like, it feels bad if ByuN beats you and he's already qualified, but then the alternative is there's just no qualifiers. And then your invite's just up in the air even more so. At least by playing in the qualifier, you're telling me that you would like to play, and then there's a much higher chance you get invited. You know? Everything you thought of, I'd already thought out like 63 steps ahead. Well, that's the thing, I've been kind of doing this for a long time. We've kind of been through the process. We've kind of figured out how these things work. So, yeah, I've got a little bit of an edge on that regard. What's the gifted sub price for 1 ladder game? I have no idea. If you're so desperate to see 1 wardy ladder game, we can play 1 wardy ladder game. If that will make your day. I'm really sad June's turning out to be so busy because I was going to do the streamathon thing in June with the because it's like our 10 years of streaming full time. So I was going to do the streamathon thing and then like have like a bunch of rewards and stuff and like just basically just do 12-hour streams but then like have bonuses for like sub goals and so on. And it's just like, June's a bit too busy to do that now, and I'm like, it kind of sucks. I thought it would be fun and different, and I was going to say, like, every 10 subs, we'll play at least 1 ladder game as well. You know, which considering there's other incentives, will, you know, probably actually result in a lot of ladder, so... Yeah. Save it for tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Well, you don't have to... I already said I'd play some tomorrow. I know you don't even have to pay. 200 IQ. The reason the Hellions is going to come about is... start trading up. It's a nice wraparound, but is there enough damage output to justify wrapping around as the Marines will get saved by the medevacs as well? That was a very good trade for ByuN. So much loss from Shin. So many lings go down in those scenarios. Sometimes it doesn't feel as bad as it is because you're like, I've still got the wraparound here, right? But you're actually losing so many lings because they just slide in so quickly in replacement of the lings that are already dying. It feels pretty rough for Shin for sure, as that's definitely not quite the trade he wants early, as ByuN is going to start coming across the map. What's the sub price for a kata dance? I don't even know what a kata dance is, or a bachata? Bachata dance. I've googled it and I'm still I'm no close to actually knowing what it looks like. Ling Vane comes over, the Marine's gonna have to lift up and get away. 6 Marines coming about, Widow Mines and the Armory coming through as well. Ling Vane's still gathering, so again, we continue to gather up just for a few moments here. And the Ling Vane gonna come running forward once again, so it's gonna come straight through. Marines do have to lift up into those medevacs and evacuate. ByuN's on a supply lead. Like, he's coming out of this in a comfortable position. He's coming out of this in a good place. Let's see if he can just get into position to close this out or so. Let's get this all underway. Anti-upgrades coming about. I'm just going to see those couple Banshees. Going to go after those Lings as well. Get those for a little longer. TT coming around again. Medevacs, Marine Marauder, Widow Mine coming up as well. Going to be seeing the Marines will continue to come through for the moment. Just going to be seeing the couple of Banshees continue to fire. Twitch has a lot of good ideas, but you'd never, you'd never Google some of these on Twitch chat. It seemed pretty innocent, no? It seemed innocent enough. I'm printing a target on my back now, aren't I? Ay. Alright, well, there's a little bit of bio pushing up. A couple of the creep teams still taking shots. The medevac's going to try and drop in this main. ByuN is looking to keep up the pressure here as, we get rid of a lot of the Banes. We'll load up against the rest of the Banes running in. Fortunately, couldn't get like a Widow Mine burrowed up to try and help out with some of those units that were kind of chasing forward. It would be nice to get a mine shot and to clear up a few of those. They ran straight through as the Lings are going to run across. Hydra Bane continues to come about. He's kind of being just everywhere, but that means he does have to be careful not to just lose too many units, right? You lose too many units and you put yourself in a position where you're not actually gaining as much as you potentially could be. Marines come up that right-hand side. A couple creep tuners go down. Spine Crawler going to take some shots. Infantry in some trouble as well. We lift up the Marines back into the medevacs. There's this bio all over the place. That Queen goes down, the Spore Crawler falls, a couple of Widow Mines trying to line up some shots as well. If you lose this hatchery, and again, it's just going to be, I think, one thing that really leads into another. Unless ByuN makes mistakes, I mean, maybe if you give away too many units in this harassment, maybe then Shin can take a step back into the game. You're going to have to do a lot, though, here, Shin, because you're down. You know, your opponent already has their 4th base down in mining, so it's a very comfortable economy for ByuN to be working with at the moment. They're still coming through. Just going to keep pushing up. Ling Bane stepping across as well. Just have ourselves 3-3 upgrades on the way from ByuN as he tastes another extension into this game. Hive is on the way though from Shin, so again he's building towards something that can help him eventually get that Hive up, get that all running. See a little bit of bio stepping forward. Spore Crawler going to take some hits. Went through a little bit of bio going down immediately. The Queen coming about as well. Now the bio gets up there, taking down this hatchery as well. So this hatchery falls. those things keep going down as the medevacs load up once more. A couple Widow Mines firing, the Banes get taken out, Hydra's going to try and get away. Shin just can't win a fight right now. Like, he was starting to kind of clean up here and there, but little cleanups still have a long way to go. As the medevacs load up, pull back over the other side, Overseer's coming through. Three is halfway done. The ByuN just going to jump onto the hatchery. ByuN obviously just has the economy to remax out and just go again, right? And just be set up to restart straight away. Three joining up into the upper left-hand side. Still pushing up the left. Just going to be seeing ByuN keeping the pressure going. Shin is, again, regathering himself nicely. Like, he's not dead, he's just constantly hurting, I feel like is a good way to say it, right? Like, he's never really getting much time to recover. He's going to lose this hatch again, so he's being kept on 4 bases. The top right base isn't exactly mining very much either. It's all good if ByuN is actually going to get surrounded, and there's not much of an evacuation plan with only 1 medevac overhead, so a little bit of a cleanup there. ByuN's supply does drop off for the moment. Things, Banes, Hydra still gathering. A little bit of ByuN going to come stepping through. There we go, a couple more shots coming about here currently as you just have Hydra Bane continue to run straight forward in toward this bottom left-hand side. Shin's supply is really starting to just not be as good as it needs to be. Again, the numbers are getting more and more so into ByuN's favor. I mean, it's still close army supply-wise, but ByuN should be bouncing back with more supply producing. As long as ByuN can actually get reinforcements out. Like right now, spending your money if it just instantly dies, I guess doesn't do anything for you. And that's where Shin is capitalizing at the moment. The few Marines in the main on the other side are kind of hitting a... Well, first they hit a hive that won't die, now they're going to hit a pool that won't die. So ByuN's actually going to lose his pressure on the other side. Shin could continue to send units just across the map. He actually does lose the pool. His units here are doing very well at the moment. And again, just sitting themselves between bases and picking off what they can. A few Marines get rid of some of the Lings. Can Shin keep this going? That little bit of an army supply edge, is it good enough? Cancels up that CC. Pulls away with that bit of Hydra at the moment. The problem is attacking into a planetary is going to be expensive for an army that is not really in good enough numbers. And he says GG, he knows he can't do enough, which is a shame because it actually really felt like he was almost getting this game back into his own. Fights don't take very long, which is why I try and play out the top 4 and give them reason to play out the top 4, because if you don't do that, you really do end up with like a 1.5 to 2 hour stream. We barely even hit like peak viewership before we have to pack up and go. So yeah, it's not ideal. Yeah, just a little bracket today, just a few matches. And this qualifier will be the same tomorrow, and then Thursday and Friday we're going to bring you guys GSL replay coverage is the current plan of action. That's where we're currently at. Current plans of the world. What's up, Henry said? Thank you so much for the 20-month resub on the Prime. Appreciate it. Alrighty, a little bit of chitter-chatter between these two as they get started up in this game 3. Figuring a couple things out. Making Shin laugh a little bit. ByuN's trash talking him. ByuN's always chatting away at the start of these games. Especially if some of the blades he's just very friendly with and stuff, so especially with those guys. It's pretty chatty. People watching GSL Qualifier still? GSL starts tomorrow too? Yeah. Well, I'm not going to cast GSL Qualifiers, I'm going to cast GSL groups. Because we get the replay packs, right? So, as far as I'm aware, GSL is not going to broadcast on YouTube or anything, so if that's the case, like... And I mean, may as well just cast GSL replays anyways, because I've got nothing else to cast, but... Especially if they don't cast anywhere apart from the Korean site, like, there's going to be people that want to watch, so... Yeah, may as well make the most of it. Could be coming about, link speed coming through, starport coming up. Queen's gonna be there to push that Reaper around, push that back. Would you rather watch me cast on the live stream? Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would, so... Everyone has their priorities and stuff, so... Yeah, I'll probably do. We'll at least trial run it with this. I mean, to be fair, there's only like 5 days of a GSL season now, so we may as well trial run it a little bit this season and see if it goes well. If it goes well, we'll do it for the second season as well, so... Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Can I translate for you guys? Hang on. I can try. Nope, I've got no idea. I read the translation on the Google Translate and it made no sense. Talking about something about EWC though, I think. So yeah, I've got no idea. Don't ask me. I tried, guys. I tried. Usually the translate's pretty good, but it's also going the wrong direction and all sorts. Ay, ay, ay. Libera getting pushed about, Queen is going to be there, and Libera is going to get sieged up. The Queen going to get pushed away, Spoil going to come into position, and that obviously just causes some extra additional lost mining time, which is one of the main things you're looking for. This Queen going to get back onto that Liberator now. And he's going to fight. Hatchery will take some shots. Couple Queens going to step over. Grenade goes down. Pop a couple of Queens back. The Hatchery should fall here. And the drone goes down along with it. So Hatch and the drone both dropping for the moment. As the Hellions come back through, Queens gather up. Creep teamers will try and spread, but the Hellions actually get there. They're going to be able to knock down a drone that was coming over. So again, just really denying this base as long as possible. Trying to be heckin' frustrating right now as the 1-1 upgrades, the combat shield continue on through. We've got missile and carapace upgrades coming up from Shin. Add a roach speed onto that as well. Keep that coming into play. Two Hellions escape over to that right hand side, and a couple of these creep teamers going to take some shots. Going to be seeing the Ling still chasing forward. Looking to try and get a little bit of a wrap around here already. These Hellions do get a bit of a cleanup, so again pushing that back comfortably for now. Hellions will now fall, so Shin is going to get that cleanup, and what will ByuN do? Like I said, in the last game, I was really surprised ByuN didn't get punished for the Hellions kind of like pushing around so much, or the first game, I think. Maganatha, and yeah, this time the Hellions actually do end up dropping a lot more rapidoed. A bit of a shame then to lose those. As now the Marine tank will not be as comfortable moving out. The Hellions could have always been a good defense. The Hellions could have also just been a good part of this army, right? So it'd been a nice one to try and catch. Hellions move back over. Marines and tanks move about. The 1-1 upgrade's coming over as well. Double tanks going to get lifted. The Roach Raptor coming through. The Marines will stim away over to the sides. And this army comes stepping across. Coming straight through as we have ourselves a few Marines just obviously having to step away, but there's a lot of Roach Ravager and the 1-1 missiles finishing as well. Makes this army really quite powerful in this moment. A couple of tank shots and the Roaches will take some hits right away. Plus 1 vehicle plating coming through. 2 upgrades on the way from ByuN as well. Continue to get all of that on the go. Medevacs go over to that right-hand side, so a couple of drops getting over. In the end, SHIN's Roaches not threatening too much. And now switch into the melee upgrades with that Bane speed and just the tendency to kind of get into the Ling Bane alongside Roach Ravager is just a pretty typical next step in general. So not really too surprising there. Okay, and here chases some bits and pieces around. The Medevacs have to load up. Back away from there for the moment. Just peel away for a few. Got the 2-2 on the way, plus 1 vehicle plane also being a part of that. He's going to lift up into those medevacs. The Ling Bane's still coming across. Going to start running through. A couple tank shots start to come down. And Man Center gets cancelled immediately. There's a 5th base that's on the way from ByuN, so he's already got the 4 base. That said, SHIN's obviously got good base control of this map as well. He's got a lot of bases up and running right now, so he's going to be feeling pretty good about that. Your Marines getting rid of a couple creep teamers. The Roach Ravager going to get through for a couple of those Marines as well. Really able to succeed so far, and what we're doing is the Ravagers is getting absolutely blasted. Oh my goodness, now the Marines chasing through. Roaches going to get hunted down as well. The Zergum's going to keep running forward. The tanks will continue to fight. Lings obviously taking so much damage, and the tanks are doing good because the Lings taking so much damage like that makes it so much easier for the Marines just to finish them off. Low HP, and obviously Marines will just, a couple of them will just tap some of those Lings and they just disappear. This tank is a little bit too far forward perhaps as the reinforced Marines and mines go around the left-hand side, and obviously with mines here, it's a whole new challenge, a whole extra something to think on here as SHIN. All of them are going to be burrowed up though, so those Banes might get away with this for now. The Roach Rav did a great job of actually cleaning the mines up, and we continue to come through. Tank goes down, the Bio's gone down. SHIN is going to continue to advance forward for the moment. And we're just going to see those couple Widow mines trying to establish themselves, and burrowed up as well here currently. The couple of Ghosts still coming through too. Obviously, Ultras are kind of a big factor, but at least this time ByuN's going to be a bit more prepped for them. A few Ghosts, a couple of Liberators. The preparation is much better than the last time he played against the Ultralisks, which was truly disastrous for him, so yeah, the preparation difference should go a long way right now as a few extra Banes morph. Like Ravager gathering together. I'm scrolling through. Gonna see a couple snipes coming down. Widow Mines doing their thing, getting a couple of shots off the Ultras and the Banes. It's gonna roll straight up here, look to knock down this 4th base location. We are just gonna dive into it, throwing a lot of the Banelings into the Planetary Fortress as well. So just really making sure we get rid of that ASAP. Trying to minimize anything that comes of it, perhaps. Now a bit of the army from SHIN coming around this bottom side. ByuN is going to stay close to being maxed out, but definitely has not been a pretty few moments. Definitely having a good reason to kind of hang back and to hold out for a little while. It's just trying to prep himself as best as possible. And Drill and Claws coming through, the 3-3 upgrades coming about. Continue to get settled in here for the moment. Army keeps moving about. Again, a couple ultras running about for the moment. 3-3 coming through. The ghost coming up. And Van Ultra going to run straight forward. He is to get rid of a siege tank. There's a Liberate in the sky. I might be in some trouble as well. These ultras continue to break across. A couple of Banelings running by as well. Widow Mines connecting through. Just going to see that CC getting picked off as well. That will also go down. And the Bio Army of ByuN continues to make its way across here currently. Spire, Lings, Ultras, 3-3 upgrades. Again, a couple of Spines continue to come about here. The Ghost coming over, Concourse of Shells, also in production. So, ByuN getting held back, and the big problem is going to be that obviously SHIN just gets to take a lot of the map right now, and ByuN doesn't have a lot of control to do much about that. The thing is, for SHIN, it's still difficult to kind of attack up and to really do much right now, so we're kind of in this spot where both players are at something of a standstill, but SHIN's taking the map, ByuN can stay alive. That's where we sit for the moment here, as we just have things coming through, a couple more shots coming about. Ultra Bane stepping forward, Ling Ravager still coming through, just going to dive into this mineral line. More biles, tank taking some shots. Fire Force coming over as a couple of snipes continue to do their thing. Libera sieges, a couple of Liberas going to siege again. The Ultra Ravager Bane back up into the middle of the map here. Again, it's so difficult for SHIN to find that attack in right now. There you go, a couple of Widow Mine shots come through. The Ling's going to get hit. We are going to be seeing those Banes rolling straight on in. Planetary Fortress goes down immediately. The rest of the Bio coming through. A couple of those Banes continue to come across. Bio chasing. Snipe goes down toward, and Ultralist doesn't quite make it though. Extra Baneling's going to start morphing in as well. 19 Banes, 3 Ultras, a bunch of the Lings all coming up currently. A couple of Ravagers going to finish off that Sensor Tower again. ByuN hanging on in there and just hoping that SHIN overcommits into him a few too many times. There's already a 9,000 resource loss difference, and because ByuN's already on 5 bases, it's going to take a while for SHIN to really whittle down this defense of ByuN. ByuN is not poor. ByuN has money, and he has money for a while, to the point that, I mean, honestly, being a 5-base Terran makes the situation not even all that bad, right? Like, the access to money that you have at the moment gives you a real shot of actually making this okay for yourself. It's pretty bonkers to think on, but kind of how this matchup works. Bane Ultra's going to come through. I mean, this is a better shove through from SHIN. Actually making some progress here. Let's see how far he can get. There's a little bit of Bio still being chased. Widow Mine's going to start doing some work. Obviously, the deeper that ByuN runs, the more he's hoping that some of these units left behind from earlier have a chance to actually connect and to help him out. It was actually a very good effort by SHIN. He gets 30 plus SCVs. He's going to get rid of a bunch of the army. Got rid of a base. That's an absolutely fantastic attack in, as he was definitely posturing to try and find something along those lines for quite a while. 11 Corruptors building from SHIN. He's also going to invest in some drop lords right now, so the Corruptors obviously clean up some of these libs that are just hanging around in the skies. With some Corruptors, you can knock down a lot of those much more easily. And then the drop lords will be fun to see how he tries to utilize them. My SCV's going down. It's going to get a scan as the ghosts come through. Those Lings will get picked away at. And +2 vehicle plating coming about. The Liberators are in production. The Reaper on the way. SCVs continue to come about as well for the moment. There's 4 libs coming about. The +2 vehicle plating still coming online as well. So we bring all of that through. Couple snipes coming down, a couple of corruptors get chased the other way as well. Now we got some dropper lords coming through the bottom side. So that turret to get rid of one of those immediately, so 8 lings go down without doing anything, but the rest of these overlords will get in, and these lings will run rampant in the main base for the foreseeable future, so they get to start doing their thing. Libra has come to siege up as an answer to this, but Shin's going to use it as an opportunity to just dive up to this high ground position again. This location will be taken out, and that is again huge because it's just stopping ByuN from having that continuous 5-base economy that was, as I was saying before, looking to be very difficult to kind of chew through for Shin. It's now starting to look a whole lot better as the Libs come back the other direction. Ghost there, going to line up a couple of snipes from the Corruptor still flying about. The Ultra there is a little bit of a sacrifice. Man, we really are just finding all of these Libras that just sieged up, and we can just get so many kills out of them. So the Corruptors get value for the moment, and like I say, that just makes it so much tougher to keep on defending with less units left, just kind of covering your butt as you try and retreat away from those fights. Nice network coming about. Ling's still building. Small crawler coming through. We got ourselves the Ghosts and the Widow Mines coming up. We got ourselves +3 vehicle plating on the way too, so you give yourself that opportunity to just keep attacking here as ByuN just trying to survive. Just show straight up. Just going to jump onto this planetary. Widow Mines shot connects to a few of the banelings. I mean, the ghosts are in good number, and that's the scary part of this, right? That anytime you're attacking, you're basically up against those ghosts and the possibilities that they bring. Still stemming through, a couple of splines going down as we speak. This hatcher on the top side looks as though it's going to be dropping off as well, so the hatcher getting denied. I just finishes up in the main, just going to start popping out a few of those Zerglings. Still chasing the Medivacs down. I mean, again, it's ByuN on the run. As we hit the 20-minute mark on ley lines. Nidus in the main base again, just ways in which that Shin is trying to pull ByuN around, pull ByuN apart, forcing scans in a couple of different places, splitting those lings up. Got a few of the lings away in the Nidus as well, so preserves a few of those for the future, which is a nice little added bonus that was not necessarily a guarantee. Comes the Ultras just chasing forward again. Position gets so difficult to break. That's why I was so impressed that he broke through it earlier. Because it was difficult then and it's difficult now. You see, it's just not happening easily or quickly or anything. What are our chances right now for ByuN to keep on holding on? The thing is, I mean, like I say, if the ghosts keep on sniping away and they keep trading extremely efficiently, I mean, this is a 14k resource loss difference in the game. It's a very doable kind of, number for ByuN. Like, you look at that and you think, yeah, I can stand up against that. The only issue I have is that right now he continues to defend the 5 bases. Does he ever get to extend out a base 6? Because the longer it goes, at some point you probably do need 6 bases on a map like Leylines, which just has so many bases available to the Zerg player. This is a smaller map. You might be able to just hold out on 5 for a very long time, but on this map, I'm pretty sure you're going to need 6. So that's going to be a whole new challenge for ByuN at some stage. Maybe that moment is not quite now, but it kind of begs the question as well, does Shin have any intention of kind of mixing it up himself? Does he maybe think, I have a chance here to start moving into like one kind of larger army or like into a little bit of better tech? Alright, now he's just going to try and brute force his way through again. You can see the supply dropping down heavily for him as Shin loses out on a lot, and again, this is why patience is absolutely critical in these Zerg vs Terran matchups, because without the patience, if you dive too quickly, things can go very wrong very fast. Now, obviously, here we rebuild into a lot of lings. ByuN's economy, though, it's there. Like, he's got a bit of money in the bank. He's been holding on to those SCVs. He's been muling up where he can as well, so ByuN is doing the right things to keep himself competitive in this. Again, it feels like Shin has somewhat endless money right now. He is a little bit, I say limited on gas. He has 2k gas bank, but that does mean it's not like an endless amount. Overseer's absorbing a lot of these mine shots as we just move everything else in behind. Corruptor's trying to get rid of some of the libs. A lot of the Corruptors actually went down in mines, and that means that there's not as many left. There's still enough to knock these down, or these Liberators down, but that's just something I was keeping my eye on. ByuN loses a few SCVs, and his Ling is finally going down as well. And SHIN doing well, but I am keeping my eye on that bank account, right? SHIN has mostly minerals remaining, no gas rebuild left over at this point. The liver is well placed. The Ling's going to get turned around the other direction. There's 15 SCVs currently down, so yeah, ByuN's economy definitely taking hits. Just going to become even more mule dependent, basically. There's that one Liberator here, sits around. This base was kind of manged out anyway, so I guess you're putting the orbital in the sky for a little bit, not a major factor. The Spore will kill this Liberator, so a couple of drones dead, but not a big issue for SHIN. ByuN has stretched himself to the upper left-hand corner base. We'll get that Nidus. It will fall. The snipes coming down. A couple of Corruptors being chased away already. Liberator gets a good few shots in. His Corruptors will then come and clean up. ByuN losing progress on this bottom side, losing this position. Mine connects. Overseer takes some shots. I mean, again, SHIN's just throwing units into ByuN, trying to kill him. I mean, I'm genuinely afraid that he doesn't have that much gas to rebuild with. Like, if you're only rebuilding Lings, do we really get enough done here? I mean, you've wiped out the bottom side, but ByuN now goes to that upper left base. Bane stepping about. Snipes looking to come in there again. The Clippers, the Marauders, the Cloaking coming up. Does ByuN have a way to win this game? His army supply is huge. The army of the Zerg has been knocked down a few times. The bank of the Zerg is draining. And ByuN has a fresh base that he's muling up right now to mine from. So there really is a possibility here. Pile still gathering. Widowmines move about. A couple more libs coming in. Again, just Lings from SHIN. I look at his unit comp. 103 Lings, some Corruptors, some Hydras, and then it's mostly just Ling Bane. The ultra count is kind of 0 now. It's going to be seeing the Widowmine shots, trying to line up. The ultra's going down. I mean, this is a one fight from ByuN. He's going to clean everything up, trying to attack into him and SHIN. He's doing the thing you can't let happen. That upper left base came online, and ByuN just keeps on defending, and SHIN just doesn't take good enough fights. I think SHIN should have looked for, at some point, the transition into like a higher tech army that forces ByuN to build a few different things, right? Because even if you just force him to build some different stuff, like that can be a big win for you. So I really feel like that should have been on the line. Well, at this point, I think ByuN is becoming our favorite in this game because he might be kind of hot out of cash, but he's still got that upper left base mining pretty freshly right now. Bane Hydra coming about, the Great Aspire coming through. Like, the Great Aspire is like 5 to 10 minutes too late. Like, he had control of this game to absolutely throw down a Great Aspire at some point. And I don't know if ByuN really had enough of an answer to the Broods. I think arguably with the Ghosts, you probably do, but you still have to get them in position. And the Ghosts continue to gather. Oh, Infestor from the other side gets an insane fungal growth, and that's going to be a clean. Oh my god, just when Shin needed a win, the Infestor from the other side comes through. What a fungal. Oh my god. Well, that actually makes this kind of interesting again. Oh. I mean, every fight matters a lot right now. ByuN going to go a bit more defensively again after that. Does he have enough to kind of help him out here? Widowmine's doing their thing. Libera is trying to get some kills. The Bio trying to run the hell away, but the Ling wraparound is trying to say, nuh-uh. No, you don't. Focus up the Ghost. The Overseer is there, so that shouldn't change too much, and ByuN does get wiped out. Oh my god, I was actually believing in ByuN. Do you guys think ByuN wins this still? I actually think ByuN wins it without a crazy fungal that is that effective. Like, we're at a point in the game where obviously losing too much of your army is very irrecoverable from both sides.